Hello, today we're going to be working on three different value scales. And what I've done is I've created this grid here, and you can do it'll be about 2 inches this way and 2 inches this way, so you have a square, and you're going to have 11 squares placed next to one another. So you basically have a rectangle here of 2 inches by 22 inches. And we're going to be doing 3 of these, and ideally you're setting these out with a straight edge and measuring the amounts. And we're going to be doing 3 different styles here. We're going to have a parallel line value gradation, we're going to have a cross hatching value gradation, and then we're going to be doing a scribble value gradation. And we'll start with the first one here being a parallel line. So what we're going to want here is this is going to be your blackest black in this box here. So the furthest to the left will be your black. And then as we move across the value scale, it'll be to white. And so what we want to see, we can use a diagonal parallel line because, well, me being right-handed, I like to go right to left and create this parallel line. And so we're creating parallel line. And we'll keep on building up this level and building up this black. To where this is the black as black can be, as you can get from your media. What you're using or should be using is probably an 8B pencil or an ebony pencil, something that's quite soft and giving you the ability to really create these blacks with these parallel lines. So then as you move into the next one, still continuing with the parallel line, it's going to be getting a little bit lighter. And it's going to create this gradation to something that is a little bit lighter than the blackest black. And there shouldn't be a distinct line that you see in between here, but I want to see consistent gradation all the way to white. So then as you create more parallel lines, it gets lighter. You may have to work some more in here because you're wanting these steps, these incremental steps, to be gradual and to be ones that's consistent across the gradation scale. So you'll be moving and getting them lighter and lighter and lighter as you move across to white. So you'll do that. You'll fill the entire 11 boxes until you have a white down in this area. Same aspect, and we'll be using a straight edge when you create this. We'll be doing one with cross hatching. So same deal, where you're going to have 2-inch squares moving across the page. But this time you'll be doing cross hatching. And you'll be building up and building up until you have your blackest black on the left-hand side. And you're building this with cross hatching. And once again, you'll have this gradation through these spots that you're not able to see and not able to differentiate maybe where one box starts and where the next one begins. But it has this consistent gradation range that goes from your blackest black to white. down here. So then you end up moving. So it will be important that as you create these lines, especially as I've even drawn these, that you do them lightly. And so maybe when you actually draw your grid, you'll want to do that with a lighter pencil and maybe even a harder pencil like a 2B to be able to create that so it's not so black and not so dark. The next one will be done with scribbling. So you'll have your gradation grid set up with 2-inch squares. And what I like to see is true scribbling, not kind of this small little doodling, but have a good time with this. Create your marks and continue to scribble and scribble and scribble and create some life into this. And so you're moving and you're drawing these lines. Maybe you want to do this one to music. Maybe you want to have a little fun as you're standing up. You can bounce around or do whatever you need to do. But this isn't just these tight little scribbles that creates this black. It's a continual movement and action that you're doing while you're actually scribbling and creating that value gradation. And so this is a skill that you're going to need to learn and you're going to need to know as you create consistent gradations within your drawings. Whether you're doing that on a human figure or whether you're doing it on a specific little object, there needs to be this consistent transition from white to dark. And from other examples that you'll see, having the consistent gradation is key. If you're going strictly from a black to a light, it's jumping and it makes the hard edge much more real. Whereas if you have a consistent gradation, it's much more realistic as if it were in nature. So you have your parallel line, your cross-hatching, and your scribbling. And all of them have 11 squares, and it goes from black to white.